Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Onward to Victory podcast, sponsored by Giant Killer. I'm Joe Samansky. The man right next to me is Palmer Johnson. Palmer, we said it was going to be a busy week. We promised it would be a busy week before we did our next podcast recapping some Portal news. And Palmer, luckily our promise was kept. We've got two truly new Patriots to talk about in the Portal, as well, Palmer, as the first return of the Tony Skinn era in the Portal. We'll get to that a little later, as well as some other Portal updates as well. This is a very Portal heavy episode, as it always is at this time of year. But Palmer, we'll start with the big news first, of course. It was a very busy week, kind of right off the bat. Really, we talked about him on the last podcast, Palmer. Efeosa Oliogu-Elabor, EOE as we're calling him, the talented wing, rising sophomore from Butler, is a George Mason Patriot.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is awesome. When I looked at his stat sheet, I'm just thinking like, yeah, I guess this guy's probably just an athlete who has some like cool highlights. That I mean, one of those goes to an A10 team every year, and usually they don't work out. But then when you actually watch them, it's like, oh, okay. In between these highlights, is like still pretty good basketball. Uh, I think he's a really good passer. He has really high assist rate. He also has a really high turnover rate, but the turnovers aren't on passes. They're on him not being able to dribble very well. So it's kind of like, like, well, at least he can pass well when he's putting the ball where he wants it to go. When he's passing it, he just can't really dribble too much. 6'6" wing, forward, guard, wherever you want him to be. Can't shoot. Doesn't look like he's gonna be able to shoot. So that's just kind of something you're gonna have to work around. Luckily, you know that it isn't like he's gonna show up and not shoot. What you're getting into. If he shoots, that's cool. Honestly, like it's really irresponsible to look for Jared Billups and think you're gonna get him. If you're gonna get him, like this is it. Super athletic, wide body, stays in front of guys. I mean, it's you can't get another Jared Billups, but if you could, this could be it.
I think that's a very good way to put it, Palmer. There's not a whole lot of ways to replace Jared Billups. If it is, you get this guy. But I always want to say highlights are fun too. We both watched the first half of the Georgetown versus Butler game for our scout report on him for Giant Killer, on the website. And it was a fun minute and a half to start off. We'll just say that. Maybe Palmer will have you tweet that out once this episode comes out. But boy, oh boy, it was it was a fun first minute and a half to watch, Mr. EOE, for sure. Adds as well another international player to the Patriots, another Canadian. Their second at the time he committed. Again, at the time, the critical word there. But yeah, this is a high ceiling ad, I think, Palmer. The idea of what he could become. And we talked about this in the last episode as well, but the Patriots certainly leaning younger in most of their portal pickups so far seem to be a transition in strategy to try and get guys who are young and hungry and looking to improve versus maybe more proven players, at least for this year.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting guys earlier in the development cycle. If you're getting guys in year 4 or 5, uh, they that breakout they had in year 3, that was probably it. Like they're probably not becoming much better than that. But if you're getting a guy in year 2, then it's like, okay, there's definitely a breakout potential there. It's really rare that guys have 2 separate breakouts. So if you're getting a guy in year 4 or 5, like you kind of have to be happy. You have to like go in there knowing like they're probably going to be what they're going to be. But when it's a guy young, it's like this guy could be what he's going to be, or he could be a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's the hope that kills you, Palmer, but it's the hope that makes you excited as well. Like I said, high ceiling transfer. I'm excited to see what he can do in Patriot green and gold. We'll move on to commitment number 2, Palmer. Some backcourt depth for the Patriot. Lilian Marville, another rising sophomore coming out of UNC Greensboro. Another international player, this one from France, but he's a really intriguing prospect, Palmer, because when you go on KenPom and you look at guys 3-point shooting percentage. The man with the number one below his total is Lilian Marville. 51% 3-point shooter for UNC Greensboro last year. 89 attempts as well. So it's not like he was just crazy high efficiency on low volume there. I was looking for my word there. Crazy high efficiency on low volume. Decent enough volume where this might be a very real thing here that the Patriots have found their guy off the bench to shoot.
Yeah, I mean, 50. I mean, he shot over 50%, which is just crazy. It's like only most years I think nobody does it. It meets the volume requirements. He did. It's pretty crazy because that means his shot is worth like 1.5 points every time it goes up, and that's just absolutely insane. It'd be really irresponsible to predict that to happen again. But if regression is high 30s, then it's like, yeah, this guy's still really good, really valuable.
Yeah.
I mean, the free throw percentage and the mid range percentage is like that might not be, the shooting might not be totally real, but he did shoot 45% the previous year in France. So it's like, if you go somewhere between those two numbers, that's amazing. Even if you go below those two numbers and are like 39, that's still awesome. I really think that he's listed as a point guard. I wouldn't want him running point, but I'm okay with it if you have like plus playmakers at the 2 and 3. Like if he's running point guard, but O'Connor is at the 2 and Efeosa is at 3, then it's like, okay, you have enough playmaking here. But if you're running it and it's like Presley's at the 2, and there's like, and like Pendergrass at 3 is like, okay, maybe there might not be enough.
Yeah, I'm laughing because you said that in a way that made me laugh.
Yeah.
I will say, it's again undersized guard. You wonder, the defensive capabilities. We've seen players like Marville with their size struggle on the defensive end. But like you said, with how the roster's being built out, it does not look like that Marville is expected to be the lead guard by any sense of the imagination. Braden O'Connor's coming back, and I think that's a pretty good transition into the next name, Palmer. Because boy, oh boy, was it an exciting Thursday morning in Patriot land. He's back, Palmer. We got the prodigal son from Canada returning to Mason Nation. We've got a Marfo Palmer. Baraka Okojie is back in green and gold. And Palmer, let me tell you something. I am as excited can be. Baraka is back. How can you not be excited about that?
I mean, it's awesome because it's gonna work. That's the biggest thing is like he didn't just do it in this conference. He did it with this team when he was 18-year-old. So it's like this guy. I mean, we saw him in at the end of conference play. He was playing like clearly going to be the plus point guard next year. Now, of course, he unfortunately has gotten the Baraka Okojie Award name from 3-Bid League, where it's the guy who clearly is on this great track and then does something bad, but ends up where he should have stayed. And I mean, this is probably the number one option. I'd be shocked if they could bring in somebody else that could really take a brunt of the offense. I mean, this is what you want. A guy you can really get excited about. I mean, he just draws so many fouls.
He shot.
Awesome.
I want to point this out, Palmer. He shot 268 free throws last year, Palmer. That's like an insane number for a guard. For 6'3" guard. That is an unconscionable number.
Yeah, I mean, hold on, I gotta check. Like that's really good center numbers. That's like that's in the territory of like what DeRon Holmes was doing. And I mean, that's not just a center. That's like the best center that's played in the A10 in a long time. I mean, he was just putting up crazy numbers, and fouls drawn, free throw rate, that means you're getting past people. And like I said, we've seen him do it at Mason. And this is 3 years later.
Yeah, and I think the big thing with it too, people have been talking about his efficient field goal numbers in terms of his, his actual shooting. The reason the 2-point number is so low, Palmer, is because he gets fouled so much. And most of the time, if he gets fouled hard. I mean, we saw that at Mason. And from watching the tape at Mercer, it doesn't really seem like that's changed in his last 2 years either.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those crazy things. Like, he's shooting so, the true shooting is so much harder than the EFG. True shooting includes the free throws. It's almost like, is he getting fouls more than they're calling? Because it's like, I don't expect that this guy would be a bad finisher because he was good. He was a great finisher at Mason. I think it might be one of those things. We can't call a foul every time, so it might just kind of be, hey, maybe only call it when he gets fouled really hard, which is really often because he's big, he's fast. He's not fast. He's super quick. That's the thing it's always so crazy to me was he's not pulling away from guys and, when he's running down court, but in like a race for 5 feet, he's beating you.
Yep.
And when we last saw him at Mason, I think it was the Fordham game where they figured out like, oh, let's just put the guard that's guarding him, let's just put him like in the paint so he can't get past him. And he couldn't shoot over him. But last year at Mercer, on a career high volume, 32.5%. I'll take it. That's good enough. That's totally good enough.
I mean, we talked about, I remember you and me talking about after his freshman year, like imagine Baraka, but with like a 35% 3-point shot. I mean, like he got pretty close to that last year. Like imagine Baraka, but with shooting 35% from 3. That's potential. Not just an all A10 option. That might be your player of the year, Palmer. I mean, let's be realistic here. This is, in terms of known quantity, out of the portal, arguably the best get the Patriots have ever gotten in this era, I think. I think it's hard to, in terms of what we know he's going to be able to do, I think you can make an argument potentially for Darius Maddox in that spot, I think. But in terms of number one overall options, especially from the guard spot, getting Baraka back is it. Like, that is the top player you have pulled. It's just exciting. We know he's going to do good. We know he's going to want to perform at his level. EOE and him played in youth ball together. They're friends. That's great. Braden O'Connor, another Canadian. We've got the Maple Mafia right here in Fairfax County. That should be exciting. It's exciting to have him back, and I'm tired of people acting like it's not exciting. This is a guy who I mean, look, we always say every year, oh, maybe this guy could win A10 Player of the Year on Mason. I'm saying this with full-throated confidence. Baraka Okojie, I think, will win A10 Player of the Year this season. I think he's that good. I think he's going to contribute that much to the success of the group next year. I think we're going to go far with Baraka leading the point position. Yeah. I'm just going to say it right now, Palmer. I think he's A10 Player of the Year. And it's going to be hard for anyone to talk me out of it.
I mean, I can't blame you. I think he's a very easy preseason. I don't know if he'll make preseason all conference because we know they like returners. Like O'Connor got first team all conference, and I love O'Connor. He's awesome, but like maybe he should have been like third team. Okojie should be a preseason first teamer, and I don't know if they'll value like returning even if it's a couple years later. I think that he could if Mason does well, like I think he's a pretty easy like preseason preseason is in like I predict him to make an all conference team. And I think if Mason is a top 4 team, unless there's a team that's way, way, way better than everybody else, like a St. Louis again, where it's like we got to give it to him. I think it could be like a Derek Simpson, where it's like you really want to give it to him, and you're looking for any reason to. I mean, he could at Mercer he led the conference in points produced, which is just like it's just a kind of a made up number. It's like how many points did they score more because he was there? Which obviously, he was the number one option, played like 34 minutes a game. He's gonna have a lot. But he led the Commerce in that. And I mean, he just putting up such crazy volume numbers, and it's volume that isn't just. It's not just like, oh yeah, he can be an average scorer on a high volume. It's like, no. Like this guy's gonna get everybody in foul trouble. He's gonna get your guard in foul trouble, and then when your guard is scared to stay in front of him because he has 3 fouls, he's gonna get your center in foul trouble because he just does that. I mean, Durkak for Dayton was doing it last year, and I mean, it was changing games. I mean, it changed multiple games.
I mean, he changed that entire semifinal against St. Louis.
Yeah,
Dayton doesn't come anywhere close without Durkak.
And Durkak's an off, or like a low volume, kind of high effectiveness player. I think Okojie is pretty similarly effective, and might do it 10 times as much. It's the possibilities are just endless. Where it's like, yeah, this guy. I mean, we all remember Okojie from his freshman year. He'd have games where it's like, yeah, he drew like 13 fouls today because nobody could stay in front of him, and that was a difference in a game. Him and Malik Henry won the Dayton game. Henry was stopping Jerron Holmes, and Okojie was just. I mean, they had that like crazy 24-2 run, and it was from Okojie because it's getting past everybody, which is just. I mean, that was a ranked team that had a couple NBA players on it. This is just unbelievable that this kind of talent can be at this level. I think if I probably said it, but if he had stayed his second year at Mason, I think he's a starting point guard at a really good ACC school. Like, let's just say he's starting at UVA this year. I mean, that's what he should be doing. But Mason got him.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no other way to describe it, Palmer. Like I said, you could tell. I have a high excitement level for this. Let's go. There were some visits this weekend. Grant Randall, a 6'8" wing from Quinnipiac. He visited this weekend. However, that was part of a group of visits that included Dayton and Cincinnati. Sadly, this morning, Randall announced that he would be committing to Dayton, a group that has a suddenly very full front court. Jawan Simon and Malcolm Thomas and Amal Tong stayed around. And, well, not to beat around the bush, Jalen Haynes, also staying in Southwest Ohio. He will be a Dayton Flyer next year. Really interesting to see how that front court, I think, develops there. So Randall out of the picture. However, another player did come around. At least it was publicly produced this weekend. Mekhi Valentine out of Northern Illinois reported in a local paper in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, of all things, this was reported in that he was visiting George Mason this weekend. Guard from Northern Illinois, similar to Emmett Adair, a solid player on a team filled with not good players.
Yeah, I mean, normally when you see like those like a bad or like kind of okay efficiency, high volume on this bad team, you're like, this guy's just grifting, where it's just like this guy's just putting up numbers that don't really mean anything. But then when it's like you look at it like, oh, he's just kind of jacking up threes and they're going in, and it's just kind of like, this is a guy. Seems like this is a guy who should not be in that role. I mean, he was putting up 36% from three, 13 points per game, and he was taking 2/3 of his shots from three. This guy, like, I mean, the volume's so high, and like I said, the volume it's good volume. It's not like okay, but it's good volume. If this guy gets scaled down and is on like a real team, because Northern Illinois had nobody, whereas like they have to go to this guy who was just kind of a random guard at Missouri State. I mean, his shots, he takes so many difficult shots and they were going in. I mean, the numbers, the 3-point numbers were crazy. We're just like, how are so many shots going in?
Yep.
So I mean, if Mason can bring that in, just kind of basically a second Lilian Marville. Obviously, Marville was a much higher percentage, but it's just another like guy where it's like, he's going to shoot, and he's going to shoot. That's what you want him to do.
Yep, exactly. Good way to look at it there. And yeah, we're sure we're going to see more news about potential visits coming through the week, Palmer. We're recording this on Monday night, April the 20th. Like I said, I'm sure we'll see more come in throughout the week. We'll talk to you guys next week, of course, about that. But Palmer, one more bit of note here. Devin Booker, one of the couple of Patriots who have transferred this past year, he will be staying in conference. He'll be returning back to his home city of Philadelphia. Devin Booker will be with LaSalle next year, Palmer announced this morning as well. He'll be joining up with the Explorers. We kind of figured that Booker would be looking for more play time. It looks like he's been promised that with Coach Nichols and crew in West Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't think it's a coincidence that he's from Philly and went to a Philly school. It's kind of similar to Justin Begg, where it's like, you kind of had a role here next year, and then he goes to Houston, same Houston State, and you're like, oh, okay, he went to go home to Houston. I'm just gonna assume that that's why Devin Booker's at LaSalle, because I'm just looking at the roster. I think Booker would have played decent minutes here, because the backup wings, I mean, he'd pretty much be battling Presley again, and I would just make a guess that Booker progresses more than Presley in 1 year on one off season. So I'm not sure it's a playtime thing, but it could be, as you said, maybe LaSalle offered him promised him a large amount of playtime, where it was like, yeah, I can't offer you that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's one of those things, like, when the guy goes home, it's like, I don't blame you. It's not like an annoying one where he leaves and then goes to like a really similar school that just has no upside to it. Like, there's no value. You see, it's like, I don't really know why he left. All it means is we don't have him. At least like he's going somewhere where it's like, okay, I understand why you're here. It probably means that Mason could really never keep him, which can't really blame him. You just don't know that. You don't know a year out that, like, oh, this guy wants to go home. I mean, what can you do?
What can you do? Indeed, Booker, high potential in terms of the defensive end of the ball. There is much that needs to be done on his offensive game for him, I think, become a truly effective A10 player. But I will be watching his career at LaSalle with interest, and best of luck to him. No bad terms there at all with Mr. Booker. With that in mind, though, Palmer, we've kind of gone through our stuff here. So we're going to end it right here, folks. This has been the Onward to Victory podcast. Lots more good news to come in the portal. Once again, we will see you guys, hopefully, if we have news, next week for another update podcast. Episode 21, Palmer. I can't believe it. We really have gone through a good chunk of episodes this year. It's great to be with you guys, the loyal Mason Nation, talking Mason basketball. I'm Joe Szymanski. He's Palmer Johnson. We are Giant Killer, your one-stop shop for George Mason basketball, and this is the Onward to Victory podcast. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time.